Residents from the informal settlement Mogale in Mogale City have allegedly been attacked by illegal miners from Lesotho. It's still unclear what the cause of the fight is. People have been said to have fled their homes fearing for their safety. On Monday, it was reported that protesters were reportedly protesting against the crime and violence within the area. Residents were believed to be venting their frustrations by setting fires and blocking access to roads. Photos and videos circulating on social media show residents burning down multiple buildings in the settlement. We now cross live to our reporter Linda Mnisi, who joins us from the Mogale informal settlement. Linda, a very good morning to you and thank you for joining us. Tensions are high. I can even tell from your background there. Broken windows tell a mouthful. What is the atmosphere there?
Well, a very good morning to you, Mpho. As you rightfully put it, I mean, the air here is thick with tension as, you know, residents still try to grapple with the attacks that have been happening in the area. As you can see behind me, the shacks totally destroyed as a result of those shacks, and some community members really fleeing their homes, you know, trying to find alternative accommodation as the issue of these attacks, you know, is trying, or rather people are trying to solve it in a way. A couple of meters away from where we are, a number of police who are stationed, you know, to try and oversee and keep a close eye on the tension, or rather the attacks that have been happening in the area. But what we do know is that this community was established as a result of former mining activity that happened a couple of meters away from here. Now, a lot of socio-economic issues come into play when you talk about this place, because a number of people here survive from illegal mining. Now that has created a sort of an economy where now people are now battling for those resources and are battling it out because of, you know, their tribal differences as well. We're also seeing that come to play. But I'm going to try and speak to one of the community members who, you know, also owns a small business here. Her name is Selina, and she'll tell us more about what exactly has been happening and what led to these attacks. Selina, you've been here, you say you grew up around this area and you know the background around what has been happening. Tell us about the attacks that have been happening, most of them that happened this past weekend.
We are hearing shotguns before we sleep. There are shotguns and people, they don't get peace. Okay, fine. But the police do assist us, but it's not good enough because we've got the issue of the migrant people, because some of them, they don't have passports, they don't have ID. So we're also calling from the government to help us, because those people who don't have IDs, they're the ones coming in this place doing a lot of crime.
But why are they fighting? What are they fighting for?
There are these minerals that we have here in Mogale City. A lot of gold is being manufactured here, and it provides us with a lot of, what can I say, needs and wants, you see. When that gold is being sold, some can buy food, some can buy, life goes on. So we use those substances to survive. So without those minerals, there's no life for us.
Would you say that that is the reason why there has been these battles and these clashes and these attacks?
It's true, because it's because of the tribalism. Because we've got the other people from, like, I can say, like the Shanganese, we've got the others from Lesotho, so they are clashing themselves. They're the ones who are clashing in each other. Because I am selling, you are buying from me. Seller meets buyer, supplier, and things like that. So
you mentioned
of the fittest, who's going to win, who's going to own the territory. That's why it's been like this.
So it's also about owning the territory and owning the area.
It's true. It's about owning the area. Who's going to be the last one standing to rule this place? And so I think it's not right, because some of the people are suffering. Like myself, I grew up here, I've got a small business, I survive because I can sell vegetables, I sell magunya, these people buy from me. So for you to say you want to be boss, I think it's very wrong for us. It's not right.
All right, that was Selina Mpho, one of the business owners who, you know, has been living here and has witnessed what has been happening in this community. A lot of people facing attacks as a result of a battle for survival, mentioning that it addresses a lot of socio-economic issues. As you would know, typical of any other informal settlement, there are a number of people that live here that are unemployed and are basically surviving from this illegal mining activity that is happening here. But what we're seeing is that people are clashing over the resources and being able to control what gets to come out of, the fertile soil, if I may put it that way, from this particular community. But I've also got one other member who raised, awareness around this issue and knows deeper in terms of the history of this place. Thank you very much for joining us. Just give us a brief sense of the history of this particular area.
Thank you very much for having me. Being a community activist in the broader Mogale City area, I've been with the municipality and so forth. Previously, there was an initiative to make sure that the mining areas such as these ones with previous mining activities gets rehabilitated. We would like then to say that this being unattended so far, because we have a situation where government starts a program and desert it at the end of the day. We want that to be resuscitated so that the authorities can step in and make sure that the rehabilitation program continues. So therefore we need all stakeholders, particularly government departments, the Premier's office, and in particular MEC Maile, Minister Mantashe, to step in to come and see here. People are dying and so forth. So as a consequence of irresponsible mining over the past century or so. So yeah, that is in a nutshell what we are calling for. I know that you've asked me to speak about the history and so forth, but it would be necessary for the authorities to visit this area to come and check for themselves.
All right, and Paul, there you have it. An issue that has been plaguing this community. As a result of that, people find themselves migrating to this particular area to start mining illegally. And as a result, the battle then ensues and people lose their lives, people lose their homes. I mean, a couple of meters as well from here, there are people that have fled and are living there as a result of fear that has come out of these attacks that have been happening here.
Thank you so much, Linda Mnisi. Let's leave it there. Our reporter out at Mogale City Informal Settlement in Mogale City.